Hi all, Mike Landry here. In this video we'll go through the descriptive statistics analysis that we can do in SPSS. In a prior video I demonstrated how to upload an Excel spreadsheet into SPSS, which I've already done to produce this data set. And so now we want to do analysis that's descriptive statistics in nature. First of all, we use this when demonstrating what our sample looks like. It helps to paint the picture of the sample and the kind of characteristics they have. We also have research questions that call for descriptive statistics in their analysis. And there are two different places where we can obtain descriptive statistics in SPSS. So I want to show those to you very briefly. So first we click Analyze from the top toolbar. We go down to the second choice, Descriptive Statistics. And there, first of all, we see that there's a frequency and a descriptive option. Both of those are possible. Let's do the descriptives first and see what's there. We can do any of these variables that we want to do. And again, to move these around, we simply click on the variable and we use the arrow to move it over. If we want to move it back, as I just did, we can click on the variable and move it back this way. Let's just take a few. Let's take age, BMI, and diabetes, which is ordinal data in this case. From here we can go to options, and under options we see the kind of options we have here. We can do means, minimum, maximum, standard deviations. We can do distribution if we're interested in that, and we click continue, click OK, and we will get our data output. And so in this table what we have is we have our variables, age, BMI, and diabetes. We have the number of participants in each of those. If we see something like a 19 for diabetes, that would indicate that we don't have all of our information on every participant for this variable. We have our minimum, maximum number, and we have our means. Now, age and BMI in this case are scale data, so the mean is the way we would measure central tendency. But note, SPSS gave us a mean for diabetic, the variable diabetic, which is ordinal data. We really don't want to report a mean when it's ordinal data. We would want to use a median. And we have standard deviation. So let's close this out, and let's go back and try the other option. So we're back in our data set. Again, we click Analyze from the top toolbar, Descriptive Statistics, and this time we're going to select Frequency. And you could see I already moved a few variables over. Again, you can move them back and forth by using this arrow button. And here, before I show the statistics option, let's look at charts. Here we can do bar charts, pie charts, histograms, things like that. But there's another place called Legacy Dialogues that I prefer for doing charts, and we'll show that in another video. But let's choose the option Statistics, and here we can see that we can choose mean, median, and modes. For central tendency, you can just check or uncheck whichever ones you want. We also have standard deviation. We can do range. Let's do minimum, maximum. Again, skewness would be good to do. We'll press continue and click OK, and we'll see what our output looks like here. So the first thing we get is this box called statistics. We have our variables across the top. We have our ends. We have the mean, median, mode, standard deviation. We have range, minimum, maximum. So this gives us a really nice picture of everything we want. Again, in another video, I demonstrated how to export this tables to a Word document. You can export this and then you can remove any data that you don't want it to display. Like again, for diabetic, because it's ordinal data, I would not report mean, nor would I report it for obesity, which is also ordinal data. Here what we also get under this is we get frequencies by percents. And so we have the percent for each of the different ages. Now, if this was something of interest to us, we really would want to group our ages say to young adults, middle-aged adults, older adults, and instead of this kind of information. But you'll notice for obesity, which was ordinal data, where 0 was underweight, 1 was normal weight, 2 was overweight, and 3 was obese, we have our percentage of participants that fell in each of those groups. Just like diabetes, where we had 0 was not diabetic, and a 1 was a type 1 diabetic, and 2 was a type 2 diabetic, you can see from this the percents we could report. One last thing. So in an APA paper, I probably would not post this table because it would take up too much space. It probably would be easier to report the sample as, in one sentence, as having 30% without diabetes, 35% with type 1, and 35% with type 2. And again, the difference between the percent and the valid percent has to do with missing data. But you can always go with valid percent and be very safe with that. So I hope you found this helpful. We've shown a couple of different ways to get descriptive statistics with the data set. Thank you.